Hello, hello, hello. What's happening? Welcome back to Draft to Glory Goon Squad, where today we start off this episode with a bit of good news after the disaster in the last episode with the game crashing. Thankfully, or I should say despite that disaster, thankfully, it still saved the results of the first two games. So we still have our 2-0 series lead intact over the Los Angeles Kings. So with that said, we're going to get right down to business with today's episode. Let's continue this series. Game 3, as Wharton rejected, no real surprise, as did Horkoff and Reefers. No real surprise there. Of course, I'm going to have to offer them a little bit more money, but, you know, hey, it's all right. I mean, I pretty much knew they were going to reject, but there was that slight chance, that ever so slight, I didn't even have to go into that. I just could have clicked on their names. Anyway, too late. There was that ever so slight chance that they might have accepted. It's fine that they didn't. You know what? Let's go up to 4.5 over 3 years for Horton. Horkoff. Let's go 2 years at 4.5. Funny how this is working out. And Reefers. Let's go 2 years at 2 million. Even. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's a victory in and of itself, even though they haven't accepted the contracts yet. But it's a victory in and of itself to start off this episode. I mean, really, it's our second victory of the episode, considering we didn't lose any progress. Can you tell I'm a little bit hyped up? Can you tell I'm a little bit overtired? Good. Game 3. Now, the Gulls also managed to lose Game 2. We'll keep an eye out on that, or at least we will try to. It's Game 3, though. Let's do this. First period is scoreless. Second period is not. And for the first time in this series, the LA Kings have scored a goal. Holy hell. Took them long enough. Unfortunately, we're not yet on the board. 23 shots to 17. We need a comeback in this third period to take that 3-0 lead. Can we get it? Oh boy, can we. Nolan Foote and Mika Koskiranta. Or is it Mikko? Koskiranta with the goals. A third period comeback and a 3-0 series lead. Lilia could not hold on. I can't say that he couldn't survive the onslaught because they did outshoot us. But we have the victory. We have the 3-0 series lead. That is the one thing. And you see Marcus Brodin? It is Mika. Okay. That's the one thing I was a little bit concerned about. Is this game, it's got a little bit of a voodoo factor to it, as the Gulls are up 2-1, and they have a chance to end this series on the same day, as everyone rejected those contracts as well. So much for that being a victory. I was wondering if, the game crashing was going to disrupt our momentum. I said that very weird, very awkwardly. I was wondering if it was going to disrupt our momentum, because there are occasions where you can exit the mode, come back, and all of a sudden your team's playing a very different style of hockey, and traditionally a much worse style of hockey. Whether or not that'll be the case, well, I mean, to start this off, it hasn't been, as we did get the win there in Game 3. Hopefully they accept that next batch of contract offers, by the way, otherwise that could be a little bit problematic. However, that's not what we're going to focus on, at least not for the next 30 seconds or so, because this is an elimination game. Let's get down to it. Can we end this series in 4? Can we complete the clean sweep? And will the Gulls punch their ticket to the next round? Let's find out. First period of Game 4, and that's a great start. Kaufman with the opening goal. 9 shots to 8 in their favor. Didn't make too much of a difference. Second period, oh man, I thought we were up 3-0. Nick Ritchie tied it. Nolan Foote gets the lead back. 20 shots to 16 in their favor, but 2-1 on the scoreboard. It is an elimination game, so let's go ahead and see if we can close this one out. And actually, you know what? No, let's not. Let's hit the A button. Let's live dangerously. Let's do it. Series over. In 4. Clean sweep. Frank Kaufman with the second goal. Sivan made it 4. Rolu was able to get them back to within 2, but it just wasn't enough. What a great rhyme, by the way. 4-2 final in Game 4. Again, we complete the clean sweep of the LA Kings, as you would kind of hope after looking at their roster. Kaufman and Nolan Foote, 3-point nights each. And Marcus Brodin with 34 saves helped lead the way. It's a clean sweep for the Goon squad. I believe the first time, or maybe the second time we've swept. I think it's the second time we've swept a team. Swept. Everyone accepted their contract offers. However, while everything's coming up Millhouse at the moment, we need to see what's going to happen with the Gulls. Of course, they made it to the Western Conference Final last year. They barely made the playoffs this year, and now they're going to this decisive fifth game. They are on the road in Stockton. Can we survive and make it back to the second round? Let's find out. First period. Alrighty then. Peltola, Benson, and Gordon made it 3-0. Alos and Nabokov with 2 goals in under a minute are able to make it a 3-2 game. Second period. Third period. Yeah, there it is. I could kind of tell. If you give up 4 goals in the first 2 periods, you're going to have a bad time. And indeed we did. Norm Bobilev, yeah. He's Russian, maybe Ukrainian. Regardless, the Stockton Heat have eliminated the Gulls. I consider it somewhat of an accomplishment that the Gulls even made the postseason anyway. Obviously, there was that bit of a surprise, at least for me, when they did make the postseason. But again, it's yet another season with no AHL success, and I have to admit, it has been pretty disappointing as we have found out who we will be playing in the second round. It will be the Vegas Golden Knights. I'm not sure how they did in the regular season or how they've done so far. We'll take a look. How did the Golden Knights do? They finished in third, so they upset Calgary. They were 1 point back of the Flames and actually had more wins. So I can't really be all that surprised that they won. But the third seed in the division takes on, of course, the 1 seed and the top seed. The division winner, the Kings of the Western Conference, here in round 2. Now, of course, we know Sivan, just in general, so many players killed it for us in that first round. We don't need to take a look at the names. You know who they are. They're great players, legends in this series already, kind of. I consider Sivan a legend already. And so should you, as we get a look at the Golden Knights. The name that stands out, and I thought that's who this was, Spencer Chuko. Call him Chuko, though. The man picked before Frederick McDonough is now a Vegas. He's now in Vegas. He's now a Golden Knight. The San Jose Sharks passed on McDonough and then couldn't even hold on to Chuko. Or Chucko. I'm going to go Chucko from now on. Wow. And he is scoreless, or at least was scoreless in that first round. His center is Dylan Strome, and you also have Nikolai Ehlers there. That is shocking to see him on the Sharks. Second line, another veteran in Kevin Fiala. Jimmy Bourque, former 5th-round pick of the Blues, turned into an 87. That was a hell of a steal for St. Louis. And Reginald Pecker. Are you kidding me? This team is like the ghost of Christmas past, where we, in all seriousness, we should have had Spencer Chuko. But then again, he's a sniper. I don't even know if I would have picked him. And then Reginald Pecker, who we didn't choose, he was in the same draft as Marty Dick. Wow. What a team this is. Third line, we have Manny Lannon, Joseph Eckford, and Jeremy Lampkin. There's another player I think we missed out on before. And then you have Jake Vignetti with some dude, I don't know. I didn't know you were allowed to use nicknames as a first name. I'm going to guess his first name is Joe Skewen. Let's go with Joe Skewen. And Gary Pekka, 2 goals. Now, the one thing you may have noticed, that I certainly noticed, look at the lack of goal scoring for the most part. I have a feeling we're going to see either a very good defense, a very good goaltender, or both. And I think we know the answer to what it is. And we start off here with Reginald Bertram, undrafted offensive defenseman. He put up 3 points in the first round. Greg Finley, another San Jose pick that has ended up on Vegas, is there. Second pairing is Justin Turnbull with Daniel Delorme and Yanni Matainen, who was a former pick of ours. I thought I recognized the name. 77 overall. He is in their lineup, though, next to Fred Cambietz. The goaltender, I'm going to say 97 overall. 91 overall, Jeffrey Biggs, who was a Rangers pick. Good God. 948 save percentage. Oh boy, alright, as you look at his body of work, past 3 seasons he's had at least a 929 save percentage or above. It's only been the past 2 seasons, though, that he's been a starter, and in the postseason, again, 5 games, a 948. So, they give up a lot of shots, they don't score a lot of goals. The key for them is whether or not Biggs can keep up this ridiculous run of form. Now, we are the triple threat. We have scoring ability, we have defense, and we have one of the best goaltenders that I've ever had in one of my series. Question is, can we overcome EA Voodoo? Game 1 in our round 2 series against the Vegas Golden Knights begins now. First period, and that's not exactly the start I wanted, but we're winning. Kaufman gets the opening goal, Lampkin gets it back, and then Koski Ranta towards the end of the first is able to restore the lead. 15 shots to 10 in their favor, but we have the lead. Second period, and that lead is extended. Kaufman, 53 seconds into the period, 24 shots to 19 in their favor, but a 3-1 lead on the board for us as we sim the third period. Holy hell, I thought they scored 3 goals. Thankfully, they didn't. Frederick McDonough gets a goal. Kevin Fiala gets it back, and then Sivan made it 5. The goaltending, not quite what you would have expected from Vegas in that game. 5-2 final. Kaufman with 2 goals, Marty Dick with 2 assists, and the 937 save percentage. 30 saves for Brodin. We have the 1-0 lead, and knock on wood, we're still undefeated here in this postseason run. We will jump right into game 2. Why change anything, even though I have a feeling they are going to fight back in a big-time way here in this game. First period of game 2, and that is about as good of a start as you could hope for. The early goal from Glenn McNabb, and then Nesterov with 10 seconds left. That is a backbreaker. McNabb scored from a pretty poor angle, and then Nesterov also able to find the back of the net. 13 shots to 10, 2-0 lead on the board. Second period, and we add to it. Marty Dick makes it 3-0 at the end of the second period. 30 shots to 18. Marcus Brodin getting the job done so far. We still got 20 minutes to go. Can we hold on? I swear to God, I thought they scored 3 goals again. I'm waiting for that EA Voodoo to kick in. Thankfully, it hasn't. Now, Bork was able to make it 3-1. Marty Dick, though, at that point, 1 minute and 1 second later, got the goal back. He completes his hat trick. 5-1 final. 5 goals on 39 shots. So far, the Vegas goaltending, again, has not been what we expected it to be. Our offense simply overwhelming Biggs and the defense in front of him. Again, the hat trick from Marty. 3 assists for Kaufman and the 2-point night for Glenn McNabb. We are still undefeated. I'll say it again until it turns out to be a jinx. And we're up 2-0 in the series against Vegas, taking both games on home ice. Still making the Honda Center a fortress as we go to Vegas now, though. Will the same be said for their lovely T-Mobile Arena in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada? First period of Game 3 is scoreless. 12 shots to 9 in our favor. Second period is not scoreless. Dylan Strome has the game's lone goal, 26 shots to 14, and this is kind of how I was expecting it to go. A lot of shots, but they're able to find the back of the net. Third period, we need a comeback, at the very least to force overtime, or the Golden Knights will hand us our first loss of this postseason run. And we are, in fact, going to overtime. Mika Koski Ranta stepping up in this postseason. We chose him over Anderson McDonald, and that is proving to be the right decision so far, as he tied it up. Ehlers gets the goal back, and with 47 seconds left, Koski Ranta ties it again, 2-2, heading into overtime here in Game 3. as Vegas has an early power play opportunity that is killed off. Come on now, we got this. We got this. Another power play chance for Vegas. The downside of the Goon squad. 6 minutes to go. Are we destined for that double overtime? Indeed we are. You know how this works. If you've ever watched one of my series, don't blink. You might and probably will miss it. Double overtime. And it goes to the Vegas Golden Knights. Reginald Bertram, the defenseman, scores from the point. That is what I expected. 47 shots. This time out, only the 2 goals. The Golden Knights aren't done yet. Jeffrey Biggs has a return to form with a .957 save percentage, 45 saves on the night. It's a 3-2 victory for the Golden Knights, and they do, in fact, hand us our first loss of this postseason. As they did exactly what I thought they might do. All right, let's jump right back into it, though. Game 4. We still have a lot to play for. The home team is yet to lose in this series. That's a streak that we are looking to break right here. First period of Game 4 is scoreless. Second period is not, and it's playing out exactly like the previous game, as Lampkin has the lone goal so far. And I was talking about our ability on the offensive side of things. We have been very quiet in Vegas so far. Third period, can we tie it up? Again, wow. Is this game 3 or game 2? Oh my God. As McDonough ties it, Sivan gets us the lead, and then with 1:35 to go in the third period, in regulation, Lannon ties it. It is 2-2, heading in to overtime. Will the Golden Knights strike again on home ice, or will we have that 3-1 series lead in Game 5? Let's find out, and this series is tied. Lannon does the job for them. The goal at the end of the third, and the goal 50 seconds into overtime. And this series is all tied up. That is not what I was hoping for, as the home team has yet to lose in the series, and we're not going to be overconfident here. Let's take a look at the lineup to see maybe what we might be able to change. Because there's obviously something that's being, proven to be our downfall at the moment. Top line's fine. Second line's fine. Third line's okay. I'm a little bit disappointed in Wharton. And that fourth line is not getting going at all. Now here's the thing. Reefer's not an offensive player. Gustafsson is. So I'm going to put Gustafsson with Koski, Ranta, and Horkoff. And we're going to go with Wharton. Let's go Neil Green, Jonas Wharton, and Frank Reefers. I'm trying to fight off that burp, but I just can't do it. And who's the better center between Koski, Ranta, and Horkoff? It is Koski, Ranta. So hopefully moving him over to the center position as opposed to being on the wing doesn't hurt him too much. But there we go. So we change up the bottom 6 to try and get them going. On the defensive side of things, none of our pairings are really getting picked apart, so that's nice. But it is clear that as I just continue to hit the wrong buttons, I saw the plus minuses. For the top 2 pairings, they weren't exactly as good as you would hope that they would be. But that's okay. We have to refocus. It's a best of 3 from this point on. Game 5 on home ice. Let's see if we can get the offense going yet again, and an effort to keep that trend alive. The home team not losing. I'm all right with that trend continuing for at least one more game. First period is scoreless. Man, we are having trouble getting goals early on now. Second period, and for the third straight game, it is playing out the exact same way. Scoreless in the first, and they get the lone goal in the second. That sets up the third period. Is there another comeback on the cards? Yes, there is, but thankfully, this time we were able to hold on. No goal to tie it up late. Maxim Nestorov, 2 goals and just under 2 minutes, and we take the victory. 2-1 final. We have a 3-2 series lead. Marcus Brodin, 30 saves, the .967 save percentage. Maxim Nestorov with the 2 goals. Biggs, the third star of the game. The youth movement, though, is paying off. Sivon's doing well. Nesterov's doing well, even though I think he's like 24 or 25 at this point. But still, he's a somewhat newer face. And that brings us back to Vegas for Game 6. Can the trend be broken? Will the home team finally lose for the first time in this series? If that happens, it's over. First period. And that is a great start, all things considered. Sivon, the lone goal of the first. Second period, Reefers makes it 2, and that puts a lot of pressure on the defense and the goaltending. 28 shots to 13, 2-0 on the board. We are 20 minutes away from punching our ticket back to the Western Conference Final after a few straight seasons now, consecutive seasons. I mean, really, how long has it been now? 2-3 years? I can't even remember. I try not to remember our failures as we are 4 minutes away from going back to the Western Conference Finals. Sivon, the empty netter. The streak dies. The home team finally loses. And it's a 4-2 series victory. The Anaheim Ducks, the Goon squad, are going back to the Western Conference Final. Marcus Brodin, the 32 save, shutout, 2 goals for Sivon. Biggs did everything he could after Game 2 to keep his team in it. He was able to get his game together after allowing 10 goals in the first 2 games. He did very well in the follow-up 4 games, but it just wasn't enough, as it's already confirmed. Anaheim and Nashville, and they are undefeated at 8-0 and also feature some old faces. Oh my God, it had to be Nashville. Jesus. All right. We don't even need to look at their lineup because we know what it's going to look like. We know. I've even mentioned one of the players already not too long ago when I was talking about Mika Koski-Ranta. Let's do this. They are 8-0 this postseason, in part due to the help from Jay Graves and Anderson frickin' McDonald. Let's take a look at the team. Top line, 37-year-old Jakob. Is it Jacob or Jakob? I'm going to go with Jacob Verana. 5 assists, 3 goals, 8 points in total, centered by Jay Graves, who has 6 points this postseason, and Jeff Mayer, who has 7. So that top line's contributing in a pretty solid fashion. 36-year-old Brock Besser, 4 assists now on the year, or on the postseason run. Hurdle with 7 assists at 39 years old, and that would explain why. Stanley Letowski, 6 goals, 0 assists. It's an interesting setup they have there for that top 6. We get to the third line. We have Trevor Beagle, 4 points. Tyson Jost, 5 points. And Anderson McDonald with 4 points as well. The fourth line, Brendan Perlini with a single goal. Morgan O'Mara with 2 assists. And Owen Tippett with 3 points. It's a tough situation we find ourselves in. The defense, it's at least all green. Steven Brewer, another former San Jose player, is with Taylor Belugis. Igor Fedorov is on the second pairing with Charlie McAvoy and Gene Peteny. Peteny? I'm going with Peteny. He's on that third pairing with Lucas Fikal. I've never seen those 2 last names in the game before, so that's kind of weird. The goaltender. 93 overall, Gord Chen. Oh my God, it's just a murderer's row of great goaltenders in this conference. Gord Chen, Jesus Christ on a bike. Oh my God, a .965 save percentage in 8 games. Huh. 8 wins in 8 games, 2 shutouts, a 1.0 goals against average. Good Lord. What am I supposed to say to that? The offense is solid, the defense is solid, and their goaltender is playing I mean, he's on pace to have the best postseason in NHL history. Like, Brodin has a .958 in 10 games, which I'd argue might be more impressive, a .958 in 10 games, considering he's lost twice. It is a clash of the Titans between Anaheim and Nashville in the conference final. Again, we are back for the first time in a few seasons, going up against the Predators. They have home ice, did it say? That's weird. It showed that they should have had home ice. It showed them on the right on the main menu, but of course we have home ice. I'm like, wait a minute, what? Because we won the conference. What are you talking about? They have home ice. We do, in fact, have home ice advantage for this series. Let's see where we stand. Again, a clash of the Titans between the two goaltenders. Who will break first? Both teams. I mean, you're probably talking about the two best teams here in the conference, so may the best team win. And I hope we do. First period of game one. It's not the start we wanted. Mayer with the opening goal. Second period, Nesterov ties it. All right, 27 shots to 19, but 1 goal apiece only. That sets up the third period. We're still going to sim it. Can we get the win? No, we cannot. Tyson Jost, 3 minutes and 3 seconds into the third period, gives Nashville the victory. We lose on home ice for the first time. Gord Chen still played out of his mind, and he was able to outduel Marcus Brodin on that occasion. And to say that I'm concerned would be an understatement. Nashville are now 9-0. In this postseason run, we won't change anything out of panic just yet. We will sim game 2. How devastating would it be to lose to Jay Graves and Anderson McDonald? First period. It's not the start we wanted. Beagle scores with 26 seconds left in the period. Second period. Wharton ties it. We've seen this script before. 1 goal apiece at the end of 40 minutes. Third period, and it plays out the same damn way. Nashville scores in the first and the third. It's a 2-1 final score. Marcus Brodin is still doing very well, but unfortunately, Gord Chen is playing the best postseason hockey any goalie's ever played up to this point. That is simply unreal. We need to find a way to get the offense going. I just don't see how we're going to do it. All right, we have to mix everything up. We have to try whatever combination we can. So let's see, 2 points there, 3 points there, 3 points there. Wharton is a higher plus minus and a higher overall. 5 points for Horkoff, 6 for Koski-Ranta. Gustafson has still not done a thing, so he will get dropped. What do we have here from Sivan? 14 points. Obviously, he stays. McNabb with 12. Nesterov with 12 as well. Top line, 9 for Nolan. 10 for Kaufman. And only 8 points for Marty Dick. Right. To be honest, that doesn't really help. The only suggestion would be to swap the top rhino. Yeah. Do we make... That's the only thing we can do. It's the only thing we can do is maybe make the Nesterov, McNabb, Sivan line the top line, but it's like they're ripping people to shreds. But we have to do it. We have to do it, so let's do it. Let's swap them around. We'll reunite this third line, and we'll reunite this fourth line. Actually, is there anybody, since Gustafson's not getting it done? Let me go best lines. Nabokov had 5 points in the first round. 5 points for Vance. Did we give Nabokov the chance maybe on that fourth line? I think we do. Gustafson, I'm sorry, but you just haven't been effective. I need to try and pull out all the stops here, so we're going to give Nabokov the chance. he will just outright replace Gustafsson, and maybe that will be what it takes to get that line going. Now, Gustafsson's not going to be too happy about getting replaced, but what can you do? And on the defensive side of things, I mean, they're still fine. There's not really much that can change there. Brodin is still playing lights out. It's just, have we somehow run into a better goaltender? Now, we've had postseason runs where you can kind of blame Brodin for our shortcomings. This is not one of them. Not at all. But we might still fall short. Game 3 in Nashville, this is it. If we fall down 3-0 in the series, it's over. This is as must-win of a game as you will really ever see outside of a Game 7. First period of Game 3, and we get the first goal. That's gigantic for us. Wharton back on the third line delivers. 11 shots to 9. We're up 1-0. Second period, that is huge. The third line contributing again. Mika Koski-Oranta makes it 2-0. We're 20 minutes away from getting right back into the series if we can just hold on. And barely, just. Holy Jesus. McDonald got him back to within 1. Kaufman scored from center ice. What's up with Nashville goalies getting beat from center ice? Mayer was able to get a goal back, but it was not enough. Somehow, we not only put 3 goals past Gordon Chen. Gordon Chen. The game-winning goal was from center ice. Verana was first star of the game. Wharton and Koski-Oranta with 2 points each. Most importantly, we have won a game in this series. The Predators have lost in the postseason for the first time, and the home team has yet to win a game through the first 3. We need that trend to continue for at least one more game. Game 4. We have proven we can get pucks past Chen, even if it takes some craziness with the center ice goal. First period of Game 4, that is a decent start. Koski-Oranta gets the opening goal. He's killing it right now. Tippett tied it, and then Nabokov. Nabokov making me feel like a goddamn genius. He gets a goal. We're up 2-1 at the end of the opening 20. Second period, we're not leading anymore. Jost, and with 58 seconds left, it is Mayer. We're down 3-2. Third period of Game 4, and it's over. Reefers tied it. O'Mara scored just a few moments later, 3 minutes and 2 seconds later. And the Nashville Predators become the first team to win a game on home ice in this series, and they have a 3-1 series lead because of it. Devastating. Just devastating to be moments away, perhaps, from tying this series up. And we now face a 3-1 deficit, the same deficit as seen in the Eastern Conference Final. It's Washington again. They're up 3-1 on Buffalo. I want to take a look at the Capitals here. Because, they've had some success recently, to put it mildly. Huberdeau, Ciarelli, Highnote, Bendahan, Goon, and Hart. Backer, Boudreaux, Jensen, Long, Tham, and Walser. Their defense. And do you think Kenny McMillan's happy being on the Capitals right about now? Good Lord. The goaltender is still Thatcher Demko at 37 years old, getting it done. That is insane. That is insane. I don't know really what else I can do to delay what seems like an inevitability at this point. Our top line, we've done all right. It's just their goal scoring. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to do. Koski-Oranta and Wharton's been a fairly strong pairing. Or Koski-Oranta and Horkoff. Wharton's done all right recently. Top line, they've done okay. I don't know what else there is to do. Again, no one's really getting ripped apart. It's a really close duel. I just, according to EA at the very least, they're the better team. I really don't know what else there is to do. We could mix up certain combinations. We'd have to break up certain line combos. We still put up 3 goals in that last game. Let's go for it. Let's just go for it. Game 5, back on home ice. The first of potentially 3 must-win games. First period is scoreless. Second period is also scoreless. I'm just gonna hit the A button here. Third period. Can we keep the season alive? God, we're going to overtime scoreless. Oh my God. 30 shots to 22. Overtime, game 5, season and series on the line. Let's go. Can we keep the dream alive, or are the Nashville Predators just too good? The dream is alive, at least for 60 more minutes. Maxim Nestorov with the game winner. 32 shots to 22, and it was that 30-second shot that proved to be the difference maker. Gord Chen, somehow the first star over the game over Brodin, I guess, even though it was a 22-save shutout. I mean, those are the 3 stars for sure. The order, I don't know. That's up for you to decide. That's EA's opinion at the very least. This series is not yet over. We are going back to Nashville for Game 6 after a gigantic 1-0 overtime victory. Thank you, Nestorov, for giving us a chance. Game 6. Our second must-win game. Our backs are against the wall. First period, and that is the start. That is the ultimate start to this game. Oh my God. Marty Dick, Nolan Foote, and Jonas Wharton have given us a 3-0 lead at the end of the opening 20 minutes. 3 goals on 14 shots. I don't know if we've chased Chen from the crease, but I certainly hope that we have. Right. 3-0. 40 minutes to go. 40 minutes away from forcing Game 7 back on home ice. Let's do this. Second period. That's okay. Marty made it 4-0. Anderson McDonald gets a goal back. It's 4-1. Third period. We're just going to sim it. And Jesus. Oh no. That's my... Oh, not like this, man. We were up 3-0. Oh my God. Owen Tippett and 2 goals from Tomas Hertl, including the tying goal with 22 seconds left. I cannot believe what I just saw. We had a 3-0 lead. All I can imagine is this as a real scenario and hearing that crowd go absolutely apeshit when Hertl scores. It is down to this. To keep the season alive. Overtime. Game 6 on the road in Nashville. Jonas Wharton. Chen was in fact pulled from the game. Holy shit, Jonas Wharton has stepped up in such a big way since we promoted him back to the third line. We avoid disaster. After blowing a 3-0 lead, we take the win 5-4 in overtime, and Game 7 is on the horizon. A 4-point night for Marty Dick, 2 goals for Wharton, 3 points for Nolan Foote. Oh my God, from 3-1 down, back-to-back overtime wins to force this Game 7 on home ice. Unbelievable. And to chase Gord Chen in that 6th game, you would think, at the very least in real life, it would be a confidence booster as the Washington Capitals await the winner. If I am not mistaken, they are the two-time defending champions going for their third consecutive cup. Oh my God. There's nothing else we can do to this lineup. There's nothing we can do. This is the team that is going to get it done, or that is going to fail. This is it. Game 7, the impossible, the nearly impossible dream, the nearly impossible comeback, as I thought I hit sim game, and we lost in overtime. I hit sim game, and we lost in... I cannot believe what just happened. Oh my God. I hit over twice, and menu lag said, fuck you, no you didn't. And we just lost 2-1 in overtime, and have been eliminated in Game 7 of the Western Conference Final. I hate this game with the fiery, burning passion of 1,000 suns. There is anger because of goddamn menu lag. There is disappointment because we lost 2-1 in overtime. And I have no way to even go to the calendar and to see how that just happened, who got the goals, what the saves were, because you can't check a game summary, because why would you be able to do that? Even if we were going to lose, I would have preferred to have seen it and to have it be a moment, especially too if it went to overtime. I would have done the in-depth commentary and we would have been fine. Instead, because this game can't recognize when I hit over twice on a thumbstick and then hit A, this ends in the most anticlimactic way. This postseason run ends in the most anticlimactic way it possibly can. As Nashville has a 2-0 series lead on Washington. I went from being so into this episode to not even wanting to look at this game. As at the very least, you can look at the numbers. Feel free to analyze them, dissect them, let me know. Let me know what I should be upset about, aside from what just happened. Because I just can't. This is the feeling when people say, "Oh, I literally can't even know." This is. God, Nashville won the cup too. Did they sweep them? They must have, with how quickly that ended. That could have been us to finally slay the dragon, known as the Washington Capitals. That could have been us, the two-time defending champions. We were eliminated in the first round of each of the last 2 seasons. We get to the Western Conference Final. We lose to Nashville in Game 7 after being down 3-1 in that series. We don't get to see Game 7 because of goddamn menu lag. And then the Preds go on to win the cup. That could have been us. We all know the game sims a little bit differently in between the calendar and the in-depth sim. But now, instead, again, the most anticlimactic ending you could probably have to any postseason run. I would not care to admit in front of friends and family how pissed off I am in a video game right now. I would not care to admit it. Oh my God. Again, how I can hit over twice and it just be like, nope, didn't register the 2 overs, but you did hit the A button. Trollololol. I don't. Let's just keep moving forward, I guess. I don't know. You can see the progression of guys like McNabb. Like I said, I'll let you guys take a look here. Halos, Safinisenkov. At least give you guys all the information that I normally give you at the end of each season. But if you want me to even try to pretend like I'm into this right now after what the hell just happened, absolutely not. And now I have to go through a draft. I could put it off until next episode, and maybe I will, because I'm not in the right mind frame right now after watching that atrocity and that travesty and that obstruction of justice take place. There is no reason why we shouldn't have just been simming through Game 7, as we have the 13th pick thanks to Arizona. They didn't end up being as bad as you might have thought. I am so aggravated right now. I don't get it. I don't get what's up with menu lag in this game, whether it's in HUT, franchise. I do not get it. And it may have just cost us a trip to the Stanley Cup final, because there might have been a chance of us potentially beating Nashville in the in-depth sim. Especially if it held up the same and it went to overtime and we did the in-depth sim with the commentary, there's no way to tell how it would have gone. And instead, that moment is ripped away from us. No Stanley Cup final appearance against the Washington Capitals. Just nothing but frustration. And again, now I need to try and turn our fortunes around in the draft, which has been absolutely brutal for me the past few seasons, where we have had no luck whatsoever. And that's putting it nicely. And to be honest, there's really only one choice here. I know there are two exact elites in Cody Kane. He's not going to have the highest starting overall, though. I mean, he might. He's got some decent green stats there, including the 85 strength. Benjamin Osborne won't be the highest starting overall, but there's only one choice here, and that is Joey Perez, the power forward from the Medicine Hat Tigers. He is my pick. I don't have the words. I do not have the words for how frustrated I am with this game right now. Now this is genuine frustration. This isn't, oh, I played a game of HUT, which I know was garbage, and got screwed over and threw a water bottle out of frustration. No, that's just fake frustration, really, more than anything. It's real frustration. It's absolutely a bit of aggravation, no doubt, because HUT is in fact garbage, let me tell you. But that's a rant for a different time. No, instead, I get to deal with this, where menu lag may have just well cost me a trip to the final, the Goon squad a trip to the final, and now here in the first round, the only power forward, grinder, or defensive D-man left is Joey frickin' Perez. And he is the worst first round pick I think I've ever seen. Outside of someone in a Twitch live stream intentionally sabotaging the team by taking an enforcer. I just talked about how bad the draft has been to me lately. And now we get this. I have arguably had the best draft pick in series history in this series. And now I have clearly had the worst. I don't even want to pick up the controller. I might as well just take a nap right now and let the draft run through on its own. I cannot begin now, as let's be honest here, Montreal's pick, not great. This draft in general, not great, right? Not great. We knew Osborne was alright, Kane. This is a pretty shit draft, right? Let's be honest. but a 57 overall with the 13th pick. That is what I get from this game. After that ridiculousness with the draft or with the playoffs. Lord, take me now. I need to look to this as a pick-me-up and as a way to salvage what we've done here. And for what this episode has dealt us. And this is what I get. Travis Klein. I don't know how good you're going to be. Johnston. I like that stick checking, buddy. Yeah, well, I think we might have a little bit of redemption right there. There's also an enforcer named Stoner, who has decent shooting and is 20 years old. I'm kind of intrigued by. I'd like to look at other options, but let's be honest, our best bet here might very well just be Scott Johnston. So Scott, I'm begging you, be decent. Thank you. We have back-to-back picks. Suck it, Nashville. Scott Johnston. Now that would have been a great 13th overall pick. That would have been pretty good. 19 years old, 68 overall, medium top 4 potential, squeaky chair, you do your thing. Right. Now let's not screw it up again. We have had one successful pick. Can we find another? Kavanaugh, not sure how good you're going to be. Potential-wise, you might be good. Starting overall-wise, not quite. Not quite. Let's take a look at this guy. Low top 6, 20 years old. But the last time I passed up on someone low top 6 and 20 years old, we know how that worked out. That was last year. It didn't go too great. Pakarinen, we know nothing about. Tamarines, the goalie, we don't really know enough about. So I'd say Wilcox is probably the favorite. Greer, don't really know enough about you. The skating is kind of meh. LaBelle, we don't have a damn bit of information on you. Spencer, same thing. Stoner, and he is an enforcer. He might actually even be a decent enforcer. But the question is, do I go for the enforcer or do I go for the safe bet? And had I not been screwed over by passing up on a low top 6, 20-year-old defenseman in the last draft, I would take the enforcer. But instead, today, we will draft Cody Wilcox, and we will be rewarded for it. Medium top 9, 69. Medium top 4, I should say. 69! 69 overall. Nice. Of course, I have medium top 9 on the brain right now, but despite that awful miss, we have begun to slowly salvage this draft. We still have a lot of picks to go through. I probably would have rather ended up with that enforcer, to be honest. Just for the lols, I guess. I don't know. That's okay though. Was Tamarines picked? I didn't even notice. Was that goalie picked? I think he was. So we still got Spencer. We still got LaBelle. We got Pakarinen. Yeah, that goalie was picked. Okay. Low top 6. 17 years old. High league interest. Medium top 6. 18 years old. High league interest. We have Dockel, the Swedish goaltender. We have this grinder, Greg Davidson, who we could take the risk on. So let's see, we have Davidson, we have Stafford. We got a whole bunch of nothing here, don't we? At least no safe bets. I think everyone was 18 or 19, if not just outright 18. So I just take the guy with low top 6 because he's 17? Sure, Stafford. Why not? Medium 7th. Yep, there we go. That sounds about right. That's a return to form now, isn't it? Did I miss out on anyone? Kavanaugh, the goaltender. LaBelle was garbage. Spencer was garbage. Anybody else? Pakarinen was garbage. Alright, well, good to know I was pretty much screwed no matter what I did, right? It's always fun to know. Haha. Very funny, EA. Very funny. Let's see, we can go for spot check. We can go for the grinder. We can go for Armsden. we don't really know enough about. We could go for the other grinder that we don't know anything about. We could go for the power forward, Pat John Law. Why not? That's a great name. We have Martin Nesbitt that we don't know anything about because our scout continually screws us over. Jody McKee is there. We have another grinder, Carl Tambellini, low bottom 6, 20 years old. Might be the guy to go for. We have Kincaid. Probably not the guy to go for. I'm going to go for Carl Tambellini and hope for the best. And the best I will, in fact, kind of get. Medium top 6, 68 overall. The defensive equivalent, which is why I took him. It worked out relatively well. And now we just pick for the jokes. And we pick Pat John Law. Because why not? Because he's garbage, that's why. Because he's absolute garbage who will never make it towards this team with his god-awful name and his god-awful overall. We have 2 of the next 3 picks. Can we try to get, can we try, just maybe, try and get this draft back on track? Now, here's the thing. It's probably been a better draft than our past 2 combined. That said, it's coming at a fairly bad time, where even a half-decent draft like this just really isn't enough. It just isn't enough for me right now. This guy might be half-decent, kind of, sort of, but maybe not. 4th to 5th round, Ray Amboma is there. We also have Brian Willis. If it was Bruce, I would be drafting him in a heartbeat, but it is not Bruce Willis now, is it? I'm going to go for Josh Buckley. Because why not? Because he's garbage, that's why. He's absolute garbage. Somebody call the damn truck. Let's take McIntyre next. Oh, also garbage. Medium bottom 6. Neat. Neat. That's just tremendous. Just great. Just fine and dandy. Just perfect. That guy's going to be a bang average pick. We have, Blake Wakabayashi. Stanton, we don't really know enough about. Anybody else? We got another grinder, and he's probably garbage. We also have Kevin Hendricks. 2018. I wish he was 18. I wish he was 20. He's 18. Son of a bitch. Jonas Perez, grinder, hybrid. Oh boy, so many grinders. So many grinders. Who do we have here? Who do we have here? Let's go for Wakabayashi. Why not? Maybe his potential is better than Wise. It's not. He's a 65. Is Wise gone? Apparently, maybe not. He is not gone. Neat. Well, we know he's not this out-of-the-park home run kind of pick, but he's decent. So we're going to take him. He's a 63. He's actually worse than the other guy we had just picked, but you know what? That's fine. Let's be honest. With my luck, I should be happy, I guess, with the type and caliber of players that we have selected so far. But happy is a funny word. When you've seen an episode like this, happy is a real funny kind of word. And I think the meaning of happy kind of changes. Guy Delorme, will you be the next pick? Probably not, but Cole Langkow. Holy cow, am I right? Cole Langkow is in fact that pick. No debate. Okay, now you see, you did the old bait and switch where I should be happy he's a 70, but you dropped his potential. And for that, not sure how happy I can be. You hit me with the old bait and switch, the old 1-2. I just don't think I can be happy about that, you know? I just don't think I can do it. Just don't think I can do it. We have this high top 9 grinder, 20 years old. You know what? He might as well be the pick. Cody Berard is that pick. Bang average. Medium top 9, 65 overall. Which leaves us with these final 2 picks here at the end of the 7th round. Again, for the most part, it's been a decent draft, kind of. We've, kind of made up some ground, seeing as this started as a, if you're grading on an A to Z or an A to F scale, we ended up with like a W for that first pick. So, I feel like we've recovered relatively well. 18 years old. Some league interest, projected to be undrafted. Now that is a strange set of stats, I must admit. But you know what, Holt? You're our guy. And you are garbage. So hit the bricks, Junior. Kick rocks. Last pick of this draft. Let's go to Time Scouted, actually. See if we can get this voodoo to work. Who do we have here that isn't an exact potential? Who might actually be worth selecting? That is my question. I mean, Lowe's potential might be half decent. I know the stats aren't tremendous, though. There was another AHL starter up here. That being Edwin Reed. And he's kind of in the same spot where he's not going to be all that great. But then we have Foster, who has a few more 70s. Might actually be worth picking. I didn't think I'd take a goalie in this draft. Then we have Cochran. Not quite Cochran. You're an offensive defenseman anyway. Get out of here. We have this grinder. Who cares? That's my response. We have this defensive D-man in Charles Nightingale. 81 stick checking, 80 speed. I think we're looking at a bang average pick there. But that is okay. Did I pass up on any other goalies, by the way, between those players? I don't think I did. Nope, I totally did. I passed up on the... this high backup potential guy here. I don't really trust that. Any other goalies? High starter. Yeah, can't really trust that. Olsen. Can't really trust that either. What else do we got here? Anything else, maybe? 72. It's not looking too good. We got a minute left. We got that playmaker, defensive D-man. Not quite. Another high starter in Lovejoy. Not quite. This defensive D-man. Nope. Butterfly. No. He's got some 70s in there, but not in the important categories. The AHL starter again in Orlando Coop. Great name. Great name. The old Orlando Coop. Tommy Correa, 82 stick checking. That's not enough to really win me over. Is this going to drop us below 3 players or 3 times scouted? That's my question. Not yet. Parchment, not quite. 31 seconds. Not quite there either. And that drops us down to 2. So with that, we call our timeout. Take a look at the players marked one last time to just try and end this video and this draft on somewhat of a high note, as we can decide between Foster, the goaltender, who has some 70s in there, and Nightingale, who, the skating, the shot, 81 potential stick checking. Physical category is projected to be hot garbage, though. For that reason, I am going with Eugene Foster, the goaltender. Low starter. 65 overall. That ends the draft. That ends The episode, don't know what to say to y'all. I am from New England. I shouldn't be using the word y'all. I'm using it sarcastically, though. Don't know what to say to you after that episode. It wasn't ideal. Let's just go with that. Overall, the draft was half decent, right? Next episode, the journey begins again. Next off season, we have some players that we are going to have to sign. We're really heading into next season. Koski, Ranta, Nestorov, Kaufman, Likens, Nolan Foote, and McNabb will be an RFA. So next year might be another one of those years where we see some major changes in the aftermath of it, and certain people have to go. So needless to say, we need a strong season coming up. And hopefully I can recover and be in a better mind frame after what just happened here today. I thank you for watching. Goodbye. For now. I don't know, unless this crippling depression kills me, who the hell knows?